I can't stress how important it is for young people to get accustomed to odd jobs from an early age, just so that they can understand, number one, how to handle money, and number two, what it means to have a work ethic. Let's discuss working as a youth in this episode of Get Yours. I'm particularly interested in this topic today because a lot of it speaks to my own experiences. I have been working and earning since I was 16 years old. And when I look back on that period of my life, I'm so grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. Not necessarily because it was a fun thing to do. I'm not talking about the fun that I was having. I'm talking about what it did for me in my life and how it contributed to my ability to have perseverance, have a work ethic, and especially how to handle money coming in my day-to-day engagement. When I look around at the youth today, and when I mention youth, I'm talking about teenagers, people who are at the age of, between 13, 14, all the way up to, let's say, age 20. When I look at that group of people now, knowing that we are in this Corona period, and even without the Corona period, this group is highly vulnerable and susceptible to a lot of issues that are, peer pressure, drugs, crime, sex, violence, things that are not particularly wholesome. However, if there can be a way of getting people used to earning or doing something that is productive, that is not necessarily employment, but have something that keeps you economically active during this period. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if it is the basic of most basic jobs, odd jobs. I'm talking about being a messenger or a delivery or an errand boy, for example. Wiping tables, cutting grass, whatever odd job that you can do during this period, I highly, highly encourage it. And this has nothing to do with status. It has nothing to do with your ability. Some people, unfortunately, some people who are really at the bottom of the pyramid will be doing these things as a matter of survival. I understand that. And I'm grateful that I didn't have to go through that, where I needed to do those kind of odd jobs in order to survive. But whether you're doing it for survival or you're doing it to keep busy, I still think that it is so important for youth to be economically or gainfully active in terms of jobs that they can do, odd jobs, things that it doesn't have to be something glamorous or something that pays a monthly or a weekly wage, as long as you do something and you're able to get a bit of money from it. And where possible, if you can have some level of apprenticeship or internship at a even if it doesn't matter if it's at a restaurant or an odd job like holding on to an M-Pesa shop for some time, as long as you are doing this on a day-to-day basis. I remember for me, those who know me, my story, I did all sorts of things. I was a DJ, I did, I promoted different kinds of products. I sold houses, I sold sunglasses, I've done, you name it. I've been a barrister, I've worked as a waiter, I've done all sorts of small jobs, but there was never a day where I left the house and I thought to myself, how can there was never a period where I left the house thinking, I'm just gonna go out and I'm not going to exchange my value for something in return. It got me into that space and mindset of having a good work ethic. And that is something that I see is sorely lacking, especially in the young people of today. When it comes to having some kind of dependability, a level of responsibility that allows you to be trusted with a job, you will find that the people who have done odd jobs will thrive and not just survive, but thrive better at being given responsibility and tasks than those who haven't done any kind of odd jobs before. It also teaches you an appreciation of money. It teaches you the appreciation of what it takes to be able to be self-sustaining, to be self-sufficient, And it also increases your level of care. And I think this is the most important thing. Most people who haven't done, odd jobs here and there have very low care for the tasks that they are given, and so therefore they take for granted certain situations, and they have almost this sense of entitlement that, you know what, I deserve this, instead of I need to work for this, or I need to negotiate this, or I need to, put myself in line for this. So I encourage any young person, especially now that schools are closed, that we're not able to go out in there, start doing something. And my friend, when I was mentioning this to him, he said, where are these jobs going to be found? I mean, we're in a tough economic period. Where will a young person find the opportunity to go out and start, finding themselves economically active? I remember when I was coming up, I would go find, if someone has a restaurant, I would ask, can I just be here and volunteer, maybe wipe some tables and whatever it is that you can pay me. Maybe I will go to a shop, and I'm not doing it necessarily for the money, but I'm asking for an opportunity where I can be economically active, where I can contribute to the economics of that environment. So whether you go in and you volunteer, eventually, whoever is going to be there, they might take you on for 1 day or two, and then eventually they might say, okay, you know what, come, here's some lunch money, here's some transport money or something, because I can see the initiative that you are bringing. People will always reward initiative, but most of us, especially young people, are waiting first for the opportunity, and then we get the opportunity, we start to demonstrate our initiative. Have the initiative to do those odd jobs, those small bits and pieces, just so that you can be economically active. And I promise you, it will set you up for success to be able to handle the bigger and better things that will come in your future. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that, wherever it is that you are as a young person, that you will take some of this advice. I know it sounds odd that, I'm advocating for odd jobs, and how does this actually help with your success? Trust me, once you have that work experience under your belt, you become in a much better position to handle some of the bigger things that will come, and people will treat you with much more authority and give you much more responsibility in the future, because they know that you can handle it. Keep watching, keep sharing, keep subscribing. Remember, all I want you to do is get yours.